Well, Nick Saban just added another piece to his defense in former Tennessee transfer Henry Toa Toa. But who is Henry Toa Toa? In the Who Is series, we go through the backstories of up-and-coming collegiate and pro athletes. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps it do better in the YouTube algorithm. If there's a player you want to see in future episodes, make sure to leave it in the comment section below. Also, let me know how you think Toa Toa will fit in the Alabama defense. Henry Moses Ito EC Toa Toa was born on January 5th, 2001 and grew up in Sacramento, California. Toa Toa's family moved to Utah for 2 years before moving back to the Bay Area. Toa Toa has several siblings and grew up playing football with his brothers. Henry's grandfather had brought his family to the mainland from the American Samoas. Growing up, Henry spent his early life growing up in South Sacramento. His father, EC, told The Athletic it was a bad area. Felt like people who get in trouble with the law, whatever that might be, here in the Bay Area, migrated out of there. When Henry started going to school, his father would take him to the park to work out, and it became a family tradition. His father pushed him when he saw the potential his son had, and it helped shape him. Henry told The Athletic, "Seeing him go through his struggles and then telling me that, football is a key to education. So we're going to use football to get you a free education." So that's how we've kind of used football as a tool. Toa Toa attended De La Salle High School, the high school in the movie When the Game Stands Tall. As a sophomore, Toa Toa was playing JV and caught the eyes of the varsity coaches. The JV coach insisted Toa Toa play on varsity, going as far to say, he's gonna kill people if he's on JV. Toa Toa played well as a sophomore, but struggled against some of the bigger and better competition, having not yet gone through a De La Salle off-season workout program. He was only 6 feet and 180 pounds. As a junior, Toa Toa led the team in sacks as he was now a bigger and stronger player and took on a 5-star rating as a possible college prospect. He became the backbone of the team and took on a leadership role. As a senior, Toa Toa was named a team captain and played both ways when the team needed him at running back. During a nationally televised win over Bishop Gorman, Toa Toa rushed for 130 yards on 15 carries, breaking 2 carries for long touchdowns, both 55 and 53 respectively. The night before the state championship game, Toa Toa made a cut in walkthroughs that he made numerous times beforehand. When he made the cut, the 5th metatarsal on the outside of his foot cracked and the team went silent. After practice, Toa Toa and his head coach talked quietly in the training room. The coach told him no one would blame him if he decided not to play because of his future collegiate career. Toa Toa would need a screw in his foot and possibly a plate installed in his shoe that had the possibility of not even fitting due to the swelling. Toa Toa told his coach, "Coach, I'm effing playing." Toa Toa's father reluctantly signed off on a waiver allowing the trainer to give his son painkillers. Toa Toa would not be allowed to play offense and was limited on defense. The painkillers wore off at halftime, and late in the third quarter, his coach pulled him as the limp got worse. EC told The Athletic, "After the game, I told him I would never, ever do that again. I would never do it. I would rather get 1,000 needles and shove them in my eyes than watch my son suffer like that again." Unfortunately, the Spartans would lose the title game, but Henry earned the respect of everyone. According to 24/7 Sports Composite, Henry Toa Toa was a 4-star recruit who was the 3rd best outside linebacker, 7th best player in California, and 44th best player nationally. He received over 19 different Division I offers from the likes of Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, Utah, and Washington. Coming out of high school, Toa Toa's scouting report wrote that he was an athletic linebacker who could play inside or outside linebacker. He was a strong blitzer who had the speed and ability to get after the quarterback while also being able to keep up with running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. He was projected to be an impact Power 5 starter and a future 2nd-round pick with the potential to be a future 1st-rounder. His comparison was Monty Te'o. Toa Toa was extremely interested in playing for Alabama originally, but when Tennessee hired former Crimson Tide defensive coordinator Jeremy Pruitt to be the new head coach, Toa Toa felt he needed to do his due diligence and look at the volunteers. When Henry took the trip to Knoxville, they spent over 3 hours looking at film, and Pruitt explained how he would use Toa Toa. He was expected to play weak side inside linebacker with the possibility of playing some Mike linebacker as well. The staff even told him he could start as a true freshman. Pruitt tested the IQ of the highly rated prospect and was impressed with how quickly Toa Toa was able to pick up on the concepts they were talking about. Pruitt then put Henry's film in and offered a true assessment on what he could work on to be a better player. Henry's father told The Athletic he already had started teaching my son, and we haven't even talked about commitment. Toa was impressed with Pruitt, who he had never met before the trip to Knoxville. Toa needed more time to make his decision on what school to go to, as taking trips to Alabama and Tennessee from the Bay Area during the regular season was not possible. Tosh Lupoy, a De La Salle alum, was the lead recruiter for Alabama on Toa. Alabama seemed like the school Toa was going to sign with, but then Lupoy took a job as the defensive line coach for the Cleveland Browns. Tennessee was now the only school with a De La Salle connection Toa was looking for, and Kevin Simon, known as the greatest De La Salle player ever. Ultimately, Henry decided to sign with Tennessee, live on ESPN. When Henry Toa got to Tennessee, he quickly made a name for himself. Not only did he become the first true freshman to start at linebacker since A.J. Johnson and Kurt Magott in 2011, but he also became the first true freshman to lead the team in tackles during a season opener since Dwayne Goodrich in 1996. In the second game of the season, he recorded a new season high in tackles with 8 against BYU. Against Kentucky later in the season, he had a clutch tackle for a loss at the goal line on 3rd and 1 to help preserve the lead and win the game. He would record his first career sack in a win over Missouri and finish the season with a game-high 8 tackles in the Gator Bowl. Toa finished his freshman year playing in all 13 of Tennessee's games and started 12 of them. He finished second on the team with 72 tackles, while also recording 5 tackles for a loss, half a sack, 2 pass breakups, 3 quarterback pressures, and a fumble recovery. He finished second in the SEC among total tackles by a true freshman and 4th in the FBS. He was named to the SEC All-Freshman team, as well as the Freshman All-American team by multiple outlets. As a sophomore, Toa continued to play extremely well for the Tennessee Volunteers, opening the season against South Carolina with his first career interception, which he returned for a 32-yard touchdown, while also recording 6 tackles and a quarterback hurry. Against number 3 Georgia, Toa recorded a team-high 11 tackles and 2 tackles for a loss. Against Vanderbilt, Toa led the team with 10 tackles, half a tackle for a loss, and a pass breakup, while also having 1 reception for 31 yards on a fake punt. Toa finished his Tennessee career on a high note, recording a career-high 13 tackles against number 5 Texas A&M. Toa started all 10 of Tennessee's games at weak side linebacker, leading the team in tackles and tackles for a loss, with 76 and 10 respectively. After Jeremy Pruitt was fired from Tennessee due to recruiting violations, Henry Toa entered his name into the transfer portal. According to 24/7 Sports, Toa was a 4-star transfer. Many expected Henry to choose Alabama, but he waited to make his decision until the SEC announced whether they would allow a one-time immediate eligibility transfer exception within conference. Although the rule has not been officially passed yet, they are expected to pass the rule soon. Others who attempted to win the Toa sweepstakes were the Florida Gators and Ohio State Buckeyes. Toa will be competing against Jalen Moody for the starting spot and has 2 years of eligibility left. If anything, Toa adds depth to the Crimson Tide's linebacker room. Where do you think Toa falls in the Alabama depth chart this year? Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out my other videos in the Who Is series. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, remember to embrace the grind.